Oh yeah. I don't have the. I didn't have the proper audio settings to be rolling music.
Damn.
You know what I'm talking about?
Found some bodies in a car. Wow.
Say, man. Hey, man. Fuck the news, bro. I was when me and the missus were in New York. What was that? We was in New York. We was at home. We was somewhere, bro. And like, we was just sitting there eating, and like 20 or 30 minutes. We was at home. It's like 20 or 30 minutes. Yeah, we was at my mama's house, bro, for like the first 20 or 30 minutes of the whole little situation. Whatever you're doing is just horrible. Yeah, for like it was nothing but just sadness, bro. For like 30 minutes.
It's not sadness, man. It's just let you know that there's life going on around you, man.
Well, we know that, bro. But I don't have to. That shit. They don't have to run that shit in the ground, bro. We know it. I don't have to hear the same story every beginning after commercial break. We heard it the first time. Like we heard it the
What
first
news
time.
are you watching this? What news are you watching to show the same story over and over again?
No, it was Channel 13, but there's one story they kept bringing up, bro. After every commercial break, they kept bringing that shit up. In next segment, we're gonna tell you about such and such and such and such. I'm like, come on, man. We heard about this the other hour.
Oh, so you watch? Oh, because if you watch more than one show, then it's different. You know, settings for different. Like they're figuring that there are people that have watched the 4 o'clock news, the 4:30 news, the 5 o'clock news.
Nah, this was
5:30 news.
Nah, this was whatever hour news we were watching. They teased the story for like the first 3 segments.
Yeah,
but nah, you didn't just tell us the story, bro. And then
not
that's
how
no,
TV
but
works,
but then the thing is, in between the segments, it was more just sadness. I'm like, God damn.
it's not, bro. Houston. You live in a metroplex, man. So
I don't need to explain to me where I live, bro. I'm telling you, I just
So
no, I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't need to explain. I know where I live. I just don't want to hear this shit.
What do you think? What would you think the news should be? What should be on the news? If you're perfect, your broadcast will be on the news.
Honestly, I don't even watch the news. I want to know. I want to know the weather. I want to know current events. What's going on in politics, and I can get all of that from my phone. So I don't even watch the news, bro.
I mean, you have to watch. I mean, you don't have to, but it's just being aware of your. They have different levels of news. You have national news. You have local news. You even have neighborhood news. And I don't think it's too much to add to. I don't think it's. It's just the news, man. It's just the news, man.
That's why I don't watch this shit.
So, I mean, that's one way of living life. You know what I'm saying?
I live my life the way I want to live it. I don't want to watch the news. Nigga, I get all the news I need from the news outlets that I visit on my phone.
What can you say, man? That's how you feel. I don't know what to tell you, man.
You don't need to tell me shit about it because that's how I feel. I know how I feel. I don't need nobody to tell me how I feel about it.
I'm just saying I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'm telling you, you don't need to. I'm telling you, there's nothing you need to tell me about it.
Continue to watch the news or not watch the news as you feel, my brother.
That's fine, bro. I want to watch the shit no way. I don't even have regular cable.
Yeah, but yeah, the news is very important, man. News is very important, man. I think if it's done correctly, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean,
I would love to be able to have a political newscast that gives you the information, probably how government needs to work and how we need to digest it. Where, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to watch one broadcast is strictly to the left, the other strictly to the right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whoever the president, no matter who it is, he's not all the way wrong, or he or she is not all the way wrong or all the way right. Hey, give me the good and bad on both sides, the policies that they're doing good, the things that they can improve on, and just give me the current state, how it is without the bullshit. It's compromise. A relationship is compromise. All politics is a relationship. People with agendas.
All right, so watch this. As in the industries you've been in, have you ever given straight to the customer the way it, like straight, or do you have to put a filter on it? Normally,
it depends on the business you're in and the business philosophies or practices that y'all have. So I've been in both settings. I've been in settings where it's filtered and sugar coated and people lie to you. I've been in settings where there's full transparency.
Okay, where was the setting that was full transparency?
What do you mean? What was the setting?
Where's the setting that you were in the business where it was full transparency from the seller to the buyer, and it was full transparency, like this is what it is, da 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 da.
My most recent situation, my most recent situation for what I did, I think the sales department was a little different because they played a little bit with interest rates, but for the function of the experience that the guest had with me, we were 100% full transparent. I show you the value of your car in real time. I bring my laptop out. I show you what it's selling for at auction. I show you what it's selling for on the front line at other competitors, and I'm showing you where I'm pulling the data to tell you how much your car is worth, and I'm giving you that in real time.
Okay, so you're saying that I'm a consumer.
You are the consumer.
I come to you and say I want to buy a car.
All right,
and you're selling me the car at cost and not making a profit.
That's not what you asked me. And that's not what we're talking about.
I asked you a question. You're not making a profit.
Of course, I'm making a profit. Everybody makes a profit.
Okay. So
that's
hold on. Let me finish. So, how much profit are you making, and how you determine what your profit is? Is it based on how you feel about this individual, or is it on the market?
What does that have to do with the transparency piece?
I'm asking you a question about.
No, because the question started off about the transparency.
Why
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. The question started off about the transparency piece, and it came from me.
We're
saying,
getting there. We're getting there.
We came from me saying I wish I could get news that tells me the truth, the good and the bad. That's where we came from.
Okay.
So from that, you asked me in what setting did I work in. I gave you an example. Now, the questioning me of am I not making a profit has nothing to do with the transparency. So
let me finish. It does, because you're cutting me off before I finish. You don't want to answer the question, but I'm asking.
Go ahead, bud. But I don't want to answer a question. I'm answering a question.
Then why are you avoiding it? Then
I'm not avoiding anything. I just answered the question. I answered the question. I said, of course, that you're gonna make a profit. I answered the question.
And then I asked you, what is your profit based on? Is it based on how you feel about the individual, or is it based on the market?
No, it's not. It's never based on how you feel about the individual. It all depends on the business model at that point. It all depends on if you're making money off of interest, if you're making money off the front end and the back end of that product you're selling. In this case, we're talking about cars. So am I making a profit on the front end and the back end, or maybe just the back end? So I might sell you that car at clean trade. You know what I'm saying? But I might make my back end on lifestyle products. So I'll sell you that car at a loss. I'm already taking a loss on the front lot. I paid $32,000 for it. I'm 33, 34 grand into it, but I got it priced at 33. All right. So I paid 32. I got 34. I'm into it 34.9, but I got it priced at 32.5 or 33.5. All right. Now, where I could make profit is lifestyle products, but the transparency piece comes in. I'm not throwing these lifestyle products on there unbeknownst to you. At that point, me as the seller, I'm saying, hey, this is the car, this is the cost, this is what you're buying it at. These are the lifestyle products we have in place. Because you're saving on the car, it gives you some room to buy these permaplate, warranty on this, warranty on that, things like that. That's the transparency piece.
So you're betting on the consumer being able to. You're betting the consumer is going to say, since I got it at a lower price, per se, or since I made it at a lower price, then I'm going to spend the extra money I had on these lifestyle products.
Excuse me. Essentially, yeah, because I'm showing you're buying a car here for $32,500. Competitors down the street are selling this car for $34,000. The money you're saving at $32,500, me selling you this car at cost, it will allow you to be able to get an extended warranty on the computer. It'll allow you to get a protection for your paint and interior. You don't have to buy it, but I
don't have to buy it.
It's the pitch.
But the assumption is that because you're saving money, like you're assuming that if you sold round number, because I like round numbers, if I sold 10 cars, that I'm going to hit those lifestyle products on more than 5 of those 10 cars. I'm not thinking I'm only hit the lifestyle products or hit that number on 3 of them. I'm thinking it's going to be more than it's going to be more because I'm basically essentially thinking that, hey, since it's 34 down the street, I'm selling you 32. If you go down the street, you'll get to 34, but you won't get this, that, and the other. So you can get this, that, and the other for the same price as just getting this down the street. Am I correct?
Sure.
So what's the difference between that and me as a news channel saying, okay, this is how XYZ happened today. Now, if you go over there, they're going to tell you this part of the news. Well, I'm telling you this part of the news because I feel like if you go over there, you're not going to get this part of the news. I'm giving you my side of the news. It's just like any other product. You have a business model.
It's not the same. So
it's the same.
No.
Fox News has a business model.
No. So every business has a business model, but I don't think that. So because you're not giving out the same product. One is selling someone. Essentially, I'm selling you a vehicle. The other person is giving you the news. All I ask for is a news. Where can I go find unbiased news that will give me the news straightforward down the middle, the pros and the cons? That's what I'm asking. I'm saying when I'm listening to Fox News is going to make Donald Trump seem like the savior of America, and he does nothing wrong, and then they're going to demonize the Democrats. And then when I listen to CNN is going to make it seem like Obama was the best president we had. Biden is right behind him, and everything that the Republicans did within the last 4 years is just bullshit and demonized. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting that from both networks. So in theory, I listen to CNN for an hour. No, it is that. Have you ever listened to Fox and Friends before? Especially when Donald Trump was in office?
I've listened to all of them.
So you already know. You listen to CNN and then you listen to Fox News and then you compare notes. And somewhere within the minutiae, you figure out, okay, this might be true. This might be some bullshit about whoever you're trying to get information for. There's no news source that's going to give me just, this week Joe Biden did X, Y, and Z. Hey, this was kind of good, but this here was, I don't know. We need to go back to the drawing board on that. You don't get that.
I think you get that on some news. I think you get a lot.
Give me the news channel. Get it on a lot on.
NPR
radio.
NPR radio on BBC.
The
on
BBC,
CNN, certain show.
The BBC is not American. Technically, the BBC is not an American news channel.
What does that mean?
I'm not listening. I'm not going to the BBC for my American news because they're giving me their news from an outside. That's
unbiased. It's unbiased.
I don't know.
What you don't know? Wow. So what I'm saying is that might
because I've heard biased points on the BBC.
Such as what? What I'm saying is,
what do you mean such as what? Nigga, I'm not going to recall 5 months ago.
Okay, what I'm saying is this. Not that what I'm saying is like this. If I'm on the outside looking in, and I'm looking at something, right? My I don't have a dog, a pony in that fight really. I gotta deal with the Republicans and the Democrats either way it go. However it go. I have a whole situation over here that I'm dealing with. I got a whole country over here that I'm dealing with. So when I report on what's going on over there, it's less chances of me being Donald Trump is good. If I say he's good, I'm gonna tell you why he's good, and you're gonna see, oh yeah, well Donald Trump helped us out in this way when we needed it, or he didn't help, but we have allies over here that he's helping. Like I get
the point, but I get the point. But I look at it like this: if I want to know what's going on inside of my house, I'm gonna go to the experts who are inside my house, the 24/7, who know exactly what's going on inside my house. If someone in your house tells me what's going on in my house, I'll listen, but that's not going to trump the expert in my house.
But you just said that the outlets in the U.S. are far right, far left. So if somebody's on the outside looking in, I mean, so you just don't want to hear the news then?
That's not what I said.
No, I'm not saying that, but that's what you.
And
that's what you implied.
That's not what I said. That's not what I implied. That is not what I said at all.
You said that CNN is pro-Democrat. You said that Fox News is pro-Republican.
And what did I say?
I said
no. And after that, what did I say? I wish we had.
You said you had wishing that was down the middle, but I'm telling you, it's not one.
But no, because I said, what do I have to do to get the information I need? I have to sift through the both, right?
But okay.
And now you just said there is not one.
No, I'm saying this. You're saying you have to go here and go there and sift what you want. And I'm saying you have a third party who's sifting through both of them and is actually involved with both of them. And you're saying, well, because they're not here. Like,
all right, so let me ask you a question. Are you saying that the BBC is the most reliable source of American politics and what's going on in America?
No, I'm saying they're a reliable source.
I'm asking you, are they more reliable than the news sources we have in America?
Are they more reliable?
Are they more reliable?
In certain aspects, in certain aspects, maybe.
That's cool. But I just overall reliability. Are they more reliable than our U.S. networks?
It depends, because what are you talking about? You're talking about so many different layers. It's different aspects of news.
Just overall, bro. Like just the overall aspect of delivering us the news about our U.S. politics, policies, what's going on in the United States that the average person needs to know. Are you telling me that the BBC is more reliable than our U.S. networks?
I'm saying that the BBC, if we're talking about foreign policy, the U.S. and the BBC,
I literally spelled out everything I wanted you to answer.
You gave me a very vague.
I did not give you a very vague or broad.
Yes, you did. You said everything.
I literally said our U.S. politics, the things that are
politics,
our United States politics, the things that our people need to know. Is the BBC better than our U.S. channels or not?
That's you're trying to put everything into a you can't do that. There's so many things in U.S. politics that it's not just the politics of Greg Abbott doesn't just concern Texas. The politics of Maine don't just it's like it's layered. So a U.S. citizen needs to know that Texas is doing business with Mexico. They need to know that. Because if Greg Abbott's telling you something about we're doing this, and in the same breath he's doing business with Mexico and cutting U.S. jobs, who's going to tell you that quicker? Who's going to tell you quicker than the BBC? The U.S. the U.S. not going to say, oh yeah, we actually doing business with Mexico and cutting jobs. They're going to talk about U.S. only politics, whereas the BBC is on the outside looking in because they're doing business with Mexico and the U.S. So they know, oh no, see, we can't get to that market of industry because they working with the Mexicans or they're working with the Italians.
We get that though. So let's just say if the Republicans are working with Mexico, we're going to get that from CNN. CNN is going to
how?
What do you mean how? CNN is going to tell us it. CNN is going to say CNN will get on their broadcast to say, hey, Greg Abbott is working with Mexico to take away American jobs. We're going to get that.
Okay, so then that debunks what you just said about. Well, no, you're right. What I'm saying
I never said I didn't get the information. I said I wish we had a source that gave us down the middle. I didn't say I didn't get the info. I said I wish we had a channel or a brand that gave us the information down the middle, where I didn't have to go from here, go from there, and then put it all together. I never said I didn't get the information.
But what I'm saying is there's not a down the middle because so much of it is nuanced to who, like perfect example. There's things that you might think or that you might feel in your industry that are positives, but somebody that's not your industry as a consumer, but like, man, some BS. Like the whole thing we was talking about the cars production. You telling me in your industry they're saying this, and as far as you're concerned and the way you look at it from the industry standard, you're like, yeah, that's what's up. But me as a consumer, I'm looking at it from a whole different perspective. I'm like, hold up, man. I saw that Ford produced these many cars last year and they only sold this many cars. What happened to the extra cars? And the same thing with so-and-so, and the same thing with Chevrolet, and the same thing with so-and-so. And this has been happening for 15 years. So what's happening to these extra 400, 500,000 cars that ain't getting sold? But you telling me it's a shortage of cars. So we can have different perspectives about the same thing. And not saying that you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and you're wrong, just saying that the perspective that you have gives you a different outlook. So that being said, a third party on the outside can be like, oh yeah, well, they tripping with the cars because really they're not tripping, so and so and so and so. They can tell you things about yourself looking on the outside in because they have an insight, because not only are they on the outside looking in, but they are also using the products and using the same system that we're in a different way.
So that goes back to my original question I asked you. Are you telling me that the BBC is a more reliable source than our United States networks?
In some aspects, yeah.
Okay.
And in some aspects, no. Like I'm saying, you can't. It's not a yes. These are not the questions that you're asking me are black and white, yes or no questions, and the answer can't be yes or no because it's so nuanced and so many things. It's not like is that hat black or is white? Well, it's blended at the top, and it has a tin of it's a nuanced question. It's a nuanced thing that you're trying to make. You're trying to make. So then,
if that's the case, you can't tell me to listen to the BBC if I'm telling you I wish I had a one unbiased network that shot me straight down the middle. Because even now you're telling me that the BBC doesn't do that. It just depends on which topics they're talking about. So if you're telling me that, I'm back to the drawing board with my same situation with the U.S. media, because I'm going to certain media outlets for certain things so I can put it all together. So all you're doing now is adding a third layer of media, which I get it. It's cool. It's a third. It's another perspective from outside of the country. So it's a perspective from a different lens that I can take and add to it as well. So I get that portion of it. I get all of that, but it's just a third layer that I can use.
I mean, like I said, the more information if you really want to be informed, not you, but anybody, if a person wants to be informed, they're not going to, I don't care if it was one channel that's down the middle, you're never going to go to one source or something and be like, well, he said it or they said it, so I'm going with it. You're going to always be like, well, let me double check and back. Let me go, when somebody's selling something, and I'll go with like, well, they said they selling it. So I'm going to say, well, they said, you're going to show them the competitors, not the competitor, but the competitors. Because like certain stores, hey, bring my competitors' prices, we'll beat that price. Whatever, I don't care whoever it is, you bring me a invoice that says this, I'll beat that price. Because people shop. And just like you shop for a car or shop for a house, you shop for news too. Or you just go for one person, or you however you do it. But if for certain things I would go to BBC, for certain things I go to CNN, for certain things I go to Fox. There's an interest. There's a vested interest. Some companies have vested interest in certain things. They have a line to push for whatever reason. So okay, that's what Remy saw. But the local news, for the most part, usually it has a bias too. They all have biases. There are very few people who don't have biases.
Gotcha.
What's the name of this podcast?
No,
I don't like how my face.
I'm not pressing the button because, nigga, I don't like the way you talking to me right now, bro.
What you mean?
Nigga, don't be doing the shoulder shrug and ask me what's the name of the podcast. Like, fine. What's the name of the podcast?
That's your interpretation of my shoulder shrug, man. I didn't know what to say after that.
Now let's begin the story.
That time, motherfuckers. Dub down, motherfuckers.
H-Town's finest 16 Shots Podcast.
Stop lightning with the damn man.
Yes. It is the 16 Shots Podcast with the magnificent and handsome young James Boogie. And AR Dub.
Tell me how you took it. I'm going to tell you what I meant.
What's going down, bro?
Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun's album was trash. Let's start there.
The new one? It came out? I only got the single.
Came out, man, it's Friday. It's Thursday night.
Oh. I had the single. My bad, bro. Man, my allergies been killing me, bro. I was in the country this whole weekend, bro. I got a single with him, Busta Rhymes, and Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, mid-grade.
Yeah, the song one Big Daddy Kane sounded good to be 50 plus rapping. What is he like? High 50s? I know he ain't low 50s.
Mid 50. Might be high, but that's quite ageist. But I'll let you make it.
No. I'm proving the point. Like, you know, his bars weren't dated like you would think. Like a 55 plus year old rapper's bars might be dated. So that was cool.
That's ageist, but I'll let you make it.
Why is it ageist?
Because, okay, so do you think that rappers have a expiration date?
Let me see. Do I think rappers have an expiration date? I'll answer that question directly and then give you why. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think yes. I think yes because if they can't, like, everything keep up with the times. So when I say that, if I'm a technology company and I make audio hardware, I can come out with the flyest audio hardware for 1985. But if I don't keeping up with the times, with the technology, and creating new innovative technology, then I'm gonna be dated. That goes with rappers. I think that goes with rappers with some of the lingo, maybe slang or whatever you want to call it, being able to hop in certain pockets, hop on certain beats. So yes, I think. Nah, real talk. You got example?
I totally disagree, bro. I'm gonna tell you why.
Tell me.
You finish. I want you to finish your point so I can, give my counter. To what you're saying.
We've heard some rappers who just sounded dated.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, think about it like this. So, you think Joey Badass sound like a new rapper or an old rapper?
I think Joey Badass sounds like a new rapper.
You think Joey Badass sounds like a new rapper?
All of these rappers are biting off of older rappers. So yes, they have elements of older rappers. I don't think I don't think Joey Badass sounds like a member from Wu-Tang in the early 90s.
That's exactly what he sounds like.
I think Joey Badass sounds like a member from Wu-Tang in 2022.
So who does Action Bronson sound like?
Action Bronson sounds like a ripoff of Ghostface Killer.
Okay, so has anybody said that Action Bronson's style was dated?
The style is not what's dated though.
Is it that, have they ever said his lingo is dated?
His lingo isn't dated because he's speaking the current lingo and swag. Or is
he?
Well, technically Bronson is a little aged rapper now. So when Bronson was out,
you mean Bronson is in his 30s.
That don't mean shit because you in your 30s and you a rapper. How long Bronson been rapping? How long has Action Bronson been out? At least 10.
That don't mean nothing.
It does. It's, bro.
Lil Wayne worked for 30 years.
And Lil Wayne keeps up with the current lingo and swag. Same thing with Drake. Yes. No, same thing with Drake.
Does he?
He does.
Does he really?
He really does.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
He creates the lingo, bro. If you really think about it. Yeah, he creates the lingo. He says something and it becomes fly. And that's what I'm saying. Now, I'll flip it like this.
Time out. Outside of bling bling. You tell you give me three things Wayne has said that has made new slang.
Slime.
He created Slime Time.
He made Slime popular.
When did he make Slime popular?
Maybe like 2010.
What year we in?
2022. All
right, cool. Give me two more. I'll give you that one. Give me two more.
Lil Wayne. Let me think. Lil Wayne, man.
Cool. What about Drake? Let's talk about Drake. Has Drake created any new slang or lingo?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
What has Drake been able to do throughout his career?
Rap his ass off
and hop on any new wave that's going on. That's always been Drake's thing. Drake has been able to keep up with the times. Even rappers like Jay-Z, they say Jay-Z has been able to be a rapper who can keep current with the times. And so that's all I'm saying.
Hold on. Name me a switch in Jay-Z style after the
whole killing of auto-tune. He never switched up his style and how he rides the beat. The whole killing of auto-tune was him riding a wave of auto-tune, saying I'm killing auto-tune while putting out an album with what? Auto-tune. That was
he had auto-tune on the album.
Yes, he did. That was the whole beef with Jay-Z.
No, he didn't.
All right, bro.
He didn't have no out.
I'm not gonna argue the whole point.
Okay, what's the song? What's the song?
Have you ever listened to Andre 3 Stack's interview and why he stopped rapping?
I'm about that's what
no.
saying.
Have you listened to Andre 3 Stacks? Have you listened to Andre 3 Stacks and listened to why he said he stopped rapping?
Listen, we can't say a point and to say something and then I said it. Bruh, name me the song that Jay-Z has with auto-tune on it, man.
I don't know the name of the song. I ain't got it in front of him right now.
Okay, what album was it on?
Shit, wasn't it on fuck, I don't know. I ain't got that in front of me.
He had a song called Death of Auto-Tune.
He did.
But there was no auto-tune on that song, on that whole album. What happened was,
I'm corrected. There's no auto-tune on the album. My mistake.
The thing was what he did in the background was made an album with auto-tune and then scrapped it. That album never came out. Or those songs never came out. What I'm saying is Jay-Z ain't switched up nothing since the first time. Keeping up with the times how. He just been dope. He been dope Jay-Z. Ghostface.
How many times in the 90s was Jay-Z running around talking about he's smoking on somebody's pack?
And somebody's pack?
In the 90s. I'm smoking on such and such pack tonight, baby. How many times he did that in the 90s?
None.
How many times he did in the last 2 years?
I haven't heard him. I heard him maybe once. He only had like maybe 5 songs in the last 3 years.
You're right, but he walked out of court saying I'm smoking on whoever he won a legal case back tonight. So that's what I'm saying. Jay-Z does things.
And a song.
Listen to what I'm saying. He does things to keep himself relevant with the times. Same thing with Drake. How he hops on certain rappers.
Hold up. You're equating him.
I'm also equating that into the music that he's done. It could be not as much as lately, but yes, even the music he's done with from 444, he was still keeping up with the times.
How so?
With some of his lingo.
He went opposite.
With some of his lingo, with some of the swag. He went opposite with the points. He didn't go opposite with the lingo and the swag on the songs.
Okay, I'm asking. So you think that I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be contentious. I'm just asking.
You are trying to be contentious because that's what you do. But go ahead.
I'm saying. Listen, see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm not. I'm
You're
just
not
listening
talking
to what
about
I'm
anything.
saying, man.
Make him ask your point.
Because you're trying to make this contentious. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking a question. Man. So your position is that older rappers or rappers who get to a certain age sometimes can't, or sometimes they don't have the current lingo, which makes them irrelevant.
And so
I'm trying to understand. That's why I'm not trying to be contentious. I'm trying to understand where you're coming from so I can respond appropriately.
I literally said Big Daddy Kane's bars were relevant. They were up to date and current.
But his bars are always gonna be.
All right, like, you got it, bro. You got it.
No, what you mean you got it? I'm just saying. So that's what you do when a point comes out. You just you got it.
That's not what I do. I'm not saying that because you know what I'm saying. I made the point earlier, bro. You've heard a rapper who can come out. Let's say if a rapper comes out in 2020. And that rapper is rapping bars, but those bars clearly sound like they're from 1996, 1997. You know what I'm talking about when I say this rapper had current bars, they're up to time with the lingo, the cadence, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You know the difference. You know the difference between a rapper who is using dated lingo and style and a rapper who is using current lingo and style. You know the difference.
But what I'm saying is that rappers like Joey Badass are not. Joey Badass is not talking about smoking packs, bro. Joey Badass is sounding exactly like a 1990s rapper. There's a whole genre of music that comes. Benny the Butcher and those are not current rappers, bro. They're not rapping like the current rap. They rap like 90s hardcore rap.
Benny the Butcher does not sound like 90s lingo. Now he may have content of a 90s rapper. He's a throwback type feel, but he's current with the lingo and the cadence and that's what I'm saying. Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine, West Side Gun are throwback rappers with current lyrics, and you know that.
Well, so hold on. What I'm saying, so you feel like, what I'm saying, and I'm asking the question. I'm not being contentious. All I'm saying is that you don't feel like rappers in their 40s and 50s can just So it's just lingo? Is it a lingo thing?
That is not what I said, and you know that, bro.
I'm asking.
I told you for the 5th time. It has nothing to do with how old you are and that you can't rap. It's if your age and if you can keep up with the current style of rap, the current lingos of rap. Your raps don't sound dated. That's all I was saying.
But I'm saying that Benny the Butcher's raps are dated.
Benny the Butcher's raps do not sound dated, Boog. When you can go listen to any one of them albums, the album does not sound dated.
That 38 Special.
It's the style of rap. They're throwback.
That style is 90s.
They're throwback coke rappers. They push the T. They're rapping about cocaine and drugs and shit and fashion. That's what they rap about: cocaine, selling drugs, and fashion. But they're doing it with current lingo. It matches with the time. They're throwback rappers, but they match with the time. Same way with Big Daddy Kane. That's why the Big Daddy Kane, Busta Rhymes, and Conway song works because because Busta Rhymes, Big Daddy Kane are older rappers who are current with today's lingo and content. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So it's the content lingo. That's what you're saying.
That's what I've been saying.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, so the content and lingo of Rome Special, of Rome Streets, of 38 Special, of Benny the Butcher, the style is 90s. The lingo is 2020s.
Again, so that's what I've been saying.
Okay, so how does a rapper have a date on them if all it is just being current with what you're talking about?
All I said was the man raps didn't sound dated. If you are a rapper and your raps sound dated, you're dated with the time. If I come out here and I'm rapping with the same what the hell? With the same 1996 lingo or whatever it is, and I ain't twisted up and I sound like I'm from the past, I'm talking about all my lingo, I'm calling people jokers and shit like that. Yeah, bro, that shit is dated.
When have rappers talked about when has rappers been jokers?
Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying,
that's
bro.
7.
See,
I know what you're saying,
bro. You trying to hang on to one word and make a joke, bro. And you know what I'm saying. That's why I be getting frustrated.
That's what you do all the time.
Nigga, that's not what I do. Man, get the fuck. What's the next, bro?
That's what you do all the time.
Man, get the fuck out of here. Bro. That's not what I do all the time. And see, this is why I be getting frustrated, because I really be trying to make a point, have a real conversation, and you do.
I'm having a real conversation. No, but what you're saying, but I'm saying the point you're trying to make is that they're talking about current subjects and with current lingo. And if it's just lingo and subject matter, then just think about it real hard. How can a rapper sound? How can there be an age on rap? You think that Ghostface Killer or anybody from the 90s is going to talk about 90s stuff in the rap now? You think that Eminem's last album, he was talking about stuff from the 90s or the 2000s? Like, just name me a rapper that you was like, oh, he sounded, this rapper was talking about so and so. Now, I agree there might be some rappers who, it might be a select few that are older rappers that are like, oh, that are stuck in a different decade. But 98% of the rappers are going to talk with what they talk about, current events, what they're going through. So I'm asking you said that rappers have a date on them. And where I was going with the whole thing was, why rappers have a date on them? Why don't singers have a date on them? Why don't singers have a date on them? Why would only rappers have a date on them?
Some singers, some songs are timeless. Some singers, the song might be dated, but they can still sing current songs. Same thing like the Isley Brothers. Have you heard the Isley Brothers' last song that came out?
Last album that came out, yeah.
The last single that came out.
Yeah, I heard the whole album. Yes.
What them boys doing on one song?
That's the song that Rick Ross wrote.
I'm asking what they doing on that song.
The realest thing that I ever saw.
I bet. So when I say, all right, cool. Now, what has Ron Isley been doing for years? He's always been keeping up to date with some of the current R&B rap stars at the time. Am I correct? He did the thing with Kells.
Yeah. He
did a couple more things, and now he did this thing with Rick Ross. Is that not a older musician or artist keeping up with the times?
Yeah.
Now I think the difference between rap and R&B, or we're just going to use the Isleys in this case, I can go back and jam the Isleys that our parents listened to, and that shit is still popping and relevant, right?
Yeah, it's timeless.
It's timeless.
It's a horrible example. But keep going.
But it's timeless though, right?
The reason
it's
why
yes or no, bro. I'm not trying to argue this shit, bro. It's yes or no. Now, if you think it's not timeless, that's cool. I agree with you. I can understand.
No, I'm not arguing if it's timeless now, but I was going to say the album you're talking about had like 5 current songs and 10 remakes on it.
That's cool, bro. So, I'm not tripping on none of that. My whole thing is they have shown that they can evolve. They put out a song and they talking about they the richest niggas that I ever been, or whatever he was saying. Being in the Maybach, shit like that. Niggas in their 70s talking about being in the Maybach, this the richest I ever been type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Charlie Wilson does as good as well. And all I'm saying is, as an artist, if you keep doing that, keeping up with the times, reinventing yourself, you're gonna be relevant in the new times. And all I was saying was, Big Daddy Kane verse on the song didn't sound dated. I've heard some songs by rappers, dude. I've heard songs from rappers that seem kind of dated. I've heard Uncle Murder rapping seem kind of dated, and he ain't that old.
When was this?
A couple years ago.
He's very old. What song was it?
Nigga, I don't fucking know the song.
I not my fault. Okay, skip that.
God damn.
How you mad at me because you know the song?
I ain't mad at you, bro. But I'm saying I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm saying like I was just trying to further investigate what you're talking about. But to your point, what I was going to say is that
you're about to experience a nigga moment.
There are a bunch of rappers and singers who don't reinvent themselves and are relevant today. They're even more relevant today than they were without. Like, when's the last album Genuine put out? When's the last album Maxwell put out? Sade Adu. I mean, you can keep going down the list. Escape. I mean, we can go on the list. Like, I think that it's a two-pronged thing, but I think it has a lot to do with how music is packaged and sold to us. And it's sold to us like, oh, it gotta be something new. It gotta be new. But if you look at other music genres, it's not sold that way. Like Britney Spears can always come back. Justin Bieber can always make music, whether it's in a new style or old style. Willie Nelson can always make music. I can keep going.
But I can always make music though.
But it's not a question of if it's dated or not. It's like, that's Willie Nelson, bro. That's Willie Nelson. That's Genuine, man. I don't care whatever Genuine put.
Genuine is not relevant now because he's put out good new music though. He's relevant.
But he's relevant now
over memes.
He's relevant but people finally figured out that he's still touring. It's like, look what he's doing on stage. He's not doing that. The meme is not of him being a fool. The meme because he's been touring for 20 years straight. Maxwell is a meme. Jill Scott is a meme. All the people, these memes are not coming from empty shows.
But you're moving the goalposts now. Because I never said that you couldn't tour your catalog and be relevant. That's not what I was saying. When I said the bars, and I guess maybe this is the disconnect why I'm frustrated. When I said the bars were current and up to date, I meant that saying that he's rapping on a current up to date beat, or no, actually it's a throwback beat, but he's rapping on a current up to date project with a current rapper, and he's keeping up with the current rapper. Now, some of that is the style of the rapper. I understand. Some of that is a throwback track. I get that as well. All I was saying was, yes, it didn't sound dated.
My whole thing is I'm asking the question because there is a such thing as, bebop rap. There's a whole genre of rap where all they do is sound like that from the 90s. And there's a whole style of rap down south.
Boom bap rap, backpacker rap is throwback rappers. Yes, I understand that.
Okay.
But even with that, there is some there is some current stylistic things to it. Like you can be a boom bap rapper, backpack rapper, throwback type style of rapper. That's what Griselda has built their empire on, per se. But they also are current with the times. They can go back and rap with the entire Wu-Tang Clan. But the other piece with going back rapping with the entire Wu-Tang Clan is they're an anomaly. Method Man, Ghostface, even Raekwon can hop on a track on some current shit and sound current. Now, I can go back and go grab Noriega. It might not sound that current. It might sound a little dated. Did you? Yeah.
Stop it, man.
No, did you hear Nori's last album? Did you hear Nori's last album?
I know what was it called? What was it called? I can't recall it, but I was on the fence about Noriega after CNN. So
some can say Nori wasn't that great of a rapper, but you let some people say it. Nori was the one of the hardest rappers out, especially every time he dropped the Northeastern, whatever that shit is.
I mean, I would always say Nori was hard. I never, and he was always hard, but I would never say he was one of the best. But he was hard.
But that's all I'm saying.
They were hard.
I might go grab. I might go grab Nori right now, and he can rap on a track. It might sound a little dated. It might sound a little dated.
Okay, but what's the problem with sounding dated?
I didn't say it was a problem though, and that's what I'm saying. I never said it was a problem.
I didn't say you did. I'm just asking. I'm not saying you did. I'm just asking. Is there a problem with sounding dated?
It's not a problem with sounding dated, but if I'm a current rapper and that's not the sound I'm looking for, if I want a nice throwback track with this gonna bang right now, I might not go grab.
Yeah.
I might not go grab Nori. But the fact that I went and grabbed Big Daddy Kane, and that shit still was a banger. It might not have been the best song Conway has put out. I mean, he ain't do what Method Man did on the Lemonade track, but he wasn't no slouch either.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and what I'm saying is, I think some of the failures of our culture, music, hip hop culture, is that thought process that once you get old, a certain age, you're not like we like DMX is always DMX, bro. Just name your rapper from the 90s that was hard. They always gonna be hard, man. No matter what era you rap in, whatever. If you go get Shine right now and put him on a song, he gonna go hard.
I don't know.
If you've heard it. We've heard it too many times. We've heard Shine come back too many times and be hard. When he got on the song with Game, when he got we've heard you go get Beanie Siegel with his one lung and put him on his one lung.
But
he's gonna be hard.
You're talking about Beans though. You're talking about people who are exceptional at the game of rapping. So it's like this. I don't care what new scheme you can put inside the NFL. Bill Belichick can adjust, right or wrong.
Yeah.
Now, how many coaches flourished 20 years ago and they're not in the league no more? Not because they can't coach, but because they couldn't keep up with the times. They couldn't adjust their schemes and keep it moving. I'm not saying that they didn't have a good game plan and can't teach you the game of X's and O's. They might be fire assistants now. They might They might
help
be,
me out.
They might be fire front office guys now, but their scheme doesn't work.
Well, okay. Help me out. You tell me some coaches that just coach their way out of the league because they got outdated. Because I'll tell you that Mike Tomlin been a winning coach for 20-some years. I'll say Bill Belichick 20 years. I'll say
time out. You're naming the anomalies.
Okay.
Somebody.
Pete.
You're naming anomalies. Somebody like
Pete Carroll.
You're naming
it ain't
anomalies.
32 coaches.
You're naming anomalies.
Okay.
So something as simple as you said, Mike Tomlin. I'll give you second. I'll go a step with you. Tell me what happened to Kevin Sumlin. Now we talked about Kevin Sumlin before, but Kevin Sumlin, his schemes just stopped working. He went from UH. He went from UH to Arizona to out of the major coaching roles.
He went from UH to A&M. And
then he went from A&M to Arizona.
And I showed you that at A&M, He had the exact same record that Jimbo Fisher has right now. In fact, he was better. His first 50 games are better than Jimbo Cole's.
Where's Jimbo Fisher coaching right now?
At A&M. His first 50 at A&M. Jimbo.
Where's Garrett Fisher? Where's Garrett? No, Jimbo Fisher was the dude who was at LSU.
Yeah, he's at A&M.
The dude who got fired from LSU.
Is at A&M.
How long you been at
Jimbo?
A&M?
Yeah, 50-some games.
Let me see. You might be right. But what I'm saying is, some coaches' schemes don't work as a head coach because they couldn't keep going, so they had to move to assistants or something like that. That's all I'm saying. You got to keep up
Jimbo
with the times.
Fisher. Jimbo Fisher's at A&M. His first 50 games, he's 2 games under what Kevin Sumlin was at A&M.
All I'm saying is you got to keep up with the times. That's all I'm saying.
But you don't have to. You don't have to. So
let me ask you a question. Why are you still not actively rapping it?
Because I don't want to rap.
Okay.
I don't want to rap. But I'm saying, like, and also because there's a mindset of ageism in rap.
So if I'm listening to you, then there's no such thing about Father Time catching up with you if you're doing something competitive at a high level.
Not with rap, no.
All right.
How? Tell me how your brain stops working at 50.
I didn't say your brain stops working though.
Then why would you not be able to be rapping anymore then? Because it's from here.
I think we are on 2 different conversations. Because I'm not saying you can't rap. I'm not saying that you're not able to rap. I'm simply saying being able to keep current with the times. That's all I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is I am the times, man. I'm talking about any rapper that was big in the 90s and it was a rapper, if they would be big right now too. But it's a conscious effort to bring in new rappers. Like hip hop is so young that, and for a bunch of reasons, haven't figured out that it's the driving force is the artistry. It's not what somebody can pay you. It's the artistry. So as long as the artistry is strong, that's why you can't never get rid of Willie Nelson or Dolly Parton or something, because it's the artistry. It's not the songs they make, it's the artistry. They've already proven to you that they're artists and they're viable, strong artists. So I don't have to keep up with nothing. I am an anomaly in myself. Once I become Dolly Parton, once I become Willie Nelson, once I become Justin Bieber, once I become Taylor Swift,
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You've moved the goalpost because I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. So once Nas was Nas, once Rodney O and Joe Cooley were Rodney O and Joe Cooley, yes, those hits are timeless. Rodney O and Joe Cooley, if they're still alive, I'm pretty sure they are. If they decided to tour right now, if Cool G Rap decided to tour right now, if KRS-One is touring right now, they're gonna sell out wherever they're at because people are gonna go. That they're the draw. I get that. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
I know,
but I am saying that if the Migos decide to rap today, and KRS-One hops on a song, it could go 2 ways. It could be really fire because KRS-One is really keeping up with the times and the youth of the newer rapper, or his bars can sound dated. That's all I'm saying.
And what I'm saying is that if you thought KRS could rap in 1990, why would you think he couldn't rap in 2020?
I didn't say
like. I'm not saying that you said that.
And that comment isn't saying that someone should think he couldn't rap in 2022. I'm pretty sure KRS-One can put out a new song right now, and it's going to be a banger.
But like I said, because there's the ageism thing in rap. And we feel like, oh man, if you rap, you got to be young or you got to keep up with them. Whereas really, like, if I go get some wine, right? Does all my wine have to be brand new wine? Or sometimes when I get older wine, it's better than in fact, the older wine is more expensive because it's more refined. It had more time to age. I think that KRS-One's bars, I think that these older rappers' bars are going to be better or aged. Now, if you're just saying that old is bad and that old can't keep up or that new is better, I'm not saying you're saying that, but I'm saying that is the attitude that they're telling to people like, oh, new is better because it's newer is better. That old stuff, that's old, man. You think that Run DMC can't get on a track right now and go back and forth with them? You don't like. And the funniest thing about it is, so many of these new styles are derivatives of old styles. So the Migos doing their thing, but that's 3-6, man. Juicy J get on the track with them. How you think he gonna sound like he dated?
Honestly, I didn't say any of that, bro.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
and that's
that.
not even the argument I'm trying to make. I would say that if Juicy J got on the track, pretty sure he can have some relevant bars. But there are some rappers who are fire in their fire in their prime, who might get on the track, and they might have some dated bars. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
That ain't no maybe it might to it. You know, when we was rapping, we did some features with some niggas and we didn't put the song out because we was sitting there listening to the finished product and was like, damn, man, that shit kind of sound dated.
But they wasn't old though. They just had dirty bars. They just didn't mesh with us. They wasn't like we was rapping with 40-year-old people.
All right.
When we was 20. Were we? Clean it up for me.
I don't know. Some of them niggas was kind of old, bro. They might not have been 40. That might have been close to it, though.
I mean, my assumption would think that
I get your argument. I get your argument, and I get what you're saying. And I get everything you're saying, and I understand. All I was simply saying was Kane hopped on the track, and his bars didn't sound dated. I've heard some older rappers hop on the track, and their bars have sounded a little bit dated sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess sometimes. It's just like I said, it's just a question and just an inquiry for me. I'm like, there's whole genres of music that ain't aged since they came out. Yeah, but they
older than hip hop too, though. That's another thing.
I'm talking about hip hop. I'm talking about hip hop. I'm talking about hip hop. Southside Flow ain't changed. Southside Flow ain't changed since day one, has it? Southside Flow has not changed since day one, and it's still when Pow Wow come out, people like, man.
How many newer rappers do Southside Flow?
Shit, Sauce Walker, every Houston
Sauce
rapper
Walker
comes out.
Is not. Sauce Walker is a evolved version of Southside rap. If I go out here and do Southside rap from the lunchroom table like I did in 1994, it's gonna sound a little dated. Now, if I clean it up a little bit and add some New Orleans lingo to it, it's gonna sound better. It's gonna sound. So you mean to tell me that you really on some real shit? You mean to tell me that you really believe that you can come out with your lunchroom 1993, 94 Southside Flow rap same way you did it then? You really think it's not gonna sound dated?
I think it'll go.
I asked you. No. I didn't say that.
It don't matter. It's gonna go.
No, Boog. Listen to what I'm saying. I did not ask you if the shit would go hard, if the shit would go. That's not in question. That's never in question. It's never in question. No. It's never in question. I simply asked, do you think it could sound dated?
But okay, I'm gonna answer the question. Let me answer the question fully. I'm gonna answer the question. I'm going to give you an answer, yes or no. But what I'm asking, I'm also asking like this: like, are you saying it's going to sound dated and it's not going? Hold on.
Not what I said.
And it's not. I didn't say it. I didn't even finish. Is it going to sound dated and not sell records? Are people not going to like it?
Oh,
is that what you're saying?
I don't know if people are going to like it or not.
I'm saying they're all going to like it. I'm saying I've got proof.
Time out, Boog. That is not what I said. I never said that.
I know you
I never implied that. I didn't imply that. I simply asked.
I know you didn't.
All I asked was if I come out with that same Southside lunchroom flow from '94.
Yeah.
Can it sound dated? That's what I asked.
But what does that matter?
I just asked, can it sound dated?
But what does that matter?
See, that's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm asking, what does it matter if it sounds dated or not? What does it matter?
It does matter. It matters.
To who?
To the consumer. It could matter to the consumer.
That's what I'm saying.
But who are you selling records to?
Hold up.
Who are you selling records to?
Mo 3.
But you still didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question.
It won't matter.
You didn't answer my question.
Will it sound dated?
I said, could it? I didn't say will it. I said, could it sound dated?
It is dated because it never changed.
So cool. All I said was, hey, I take that same Southside flow and I update it a little bit.
B King is a Southside flower, bro. B King ain't never changed. Erica Banks ain't never changed. Mo 3, man, all of Dallas, they straight Southside flow. Not same man. Hold up, syrup in the cup, and it's going. That's why I'm asking you. Does it matter? Like what? What are you? I'm not. I'm just asking the question. Are you saying that consumers are not going to buy it? Are you saying it's not going to be a sellable product? Are you saying that people are going to shit on it? Because I can give you factual proof that they don't. Yellow Beezy is a Southside rapper, bro.
I never said
all he does.
I don't understand, and that's what I don't be understanding, bro. I never said any of this. I never disputed any of what you're saying. I just told you like 5 minutes ago. I agree with your points. All I simply,
but you said it's not.
My main point that I made when I was speaking of the song was, I liked the song. Yeah. Kane went last. Sounded up to date. Bars sounded straight. Breath control was fire. That's what I was stating, bro.
Yeah.
And then from there we got to this, and it's like, no, some rappers do fucking sound dated, and that shit ain't good. And some older rappers can take the same shit they did from 25 years ago and make it current, and it still sound fire. That's all I said. It's foolish to say that there aren't some rappers who are stuck in a certain era and just won't switch it up a little bit. We know that's foolish if you sit here and tell me that that's the case.
No, but I was just saying that, like I said, the Southside flow is the perfect example of how, like, if I say, you say it sounds dated. Okay, it sounds dated. What is it doing in record stores? What is it doing for their careers? The Deuce I forgot the dude from Memphis, Crunk Music or whatever. Deuce, I forgot his last name, Deuce, whatever, but he sounds just like 3-6. In fact, he came on stage at the 3-6 what's called. Like, you can have a dated flow, because that's what I'm saying. Like, the datedness is what makes it tight. Joey Badass is dated. He talks about he's a dated rapper. He's just like,
I think the data you're talking about and the data that I'm talking about are two separate things, honestly. I think it sounds like to me it's two separate things, because you're not understanding.
What new lingo is LBZ using?
I don't fucking know, man, nigga. I probably don't know new lingo. That's why I'm not a rapper anymore, because I'm pretty sure the lingo I use is stuck from the late 1999s and the early 2000s. I don't get down with all this new lingo shit. So I'm not the lingo police to be asking me X, Y, and Z. All I know is Big Daddy Kane verse still sounded fire, and homie was giving me some current flow and content, and that's all I was saying, bro. You
heard Pokey last album?
What? You asking me this?
Yeah.
You're not allowed. You're not allowed to ask me this.
Why not?
Because when I was trying to talk about it and give Big Pokey his flowers about his last album, you shitted on it, bro. You shitted on it. No, it ain't no cap. We can go back and listen to it. You shitted on the album, bro. You was telling me some shit like, I bet he ain't clear that sample. See, that's what's wrong with all people there. We don't
that shit on it.
And you didn't even want to, bro. You didn't even acknowledge the shit, bro. Nigga, I played the songs on the pod and you shitted on it, bro. That was
That's
you.
not what happened.
That was you.
That's
It wasn't me. Nah, that is exactly what happened, bro. Like I went off on a tyrant. I went off on a rant about Pokey and how you was just pissing on our Southside legend. How dare you get on this platform and say you from Detroit and piss on Big Pokey, bro?
See, that's the narrative. That's what narrative.
No. On some real shit. No bullshit book. I tried to have this conversation with you about Big Pokey new album. You shitted on that man album, bro. It's not an.
I did not.
No, you did, bro. I'm not creating a narrative. You did, bro.
You are, bro.
I'm not. You can go listen to it on some real shit. You can go listen to it.
We can. I said. I bet it. In fact, if you want to get specific, what I was talking about, I was like, damn. This is why his albums don't do what they're supposed to do, because these samples are not clear, bro. And so you can't go but so far with these samples. You literally remaking people's songs and it's changing 2 words, man. You, instead of saying Biggie, you saying Sensei, using the same beat, you replaying it, and so you're not going to put that on a national platform, bro. That's not going to happen.
What's a national platform?
On BET. Or MTV, or any type of national platform where, okay, I'm presenting this project to the masses. The first thing they're gonna be is like, hey, I need to get paid from that, man.
When you add you can't. When he adds that to all the streaming platforms, that doesn't happen.
No. I don't know. That's a good question.
It should now.
That's a good question.
It should now. I mean, people like us can float under the radar because, but people like him, I don't think they can.
I think. Okay, question. So, what do you listen to your music on? And this is a question I'm asking because I'm gonna tell you my experience.
From Apple Music.
Okay, so Apple Music, is it easy to get Southside music on there, or you gotta look for it?
You gotta look for it. Well, hold on. What do you mean by Southside music?
Like. Particularly, like, okay, so when Zero, when Kiki, when these guys drop, because I use Tidal for the most part, and they drop the new albums, right? I gotta go look, because this may be 50, 60 albums that drop every Friday. I gotta go look for Zero, and sometimes it's not even in the right week; it's in the week before. No, I know for a fact it's right. So I'm saying,
but
I don't know if that's your experience.
But okay, I know what you're talking about. But that's not.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that. So that's that's just the artist wide problem. Certain artists can drop who are mainstream artists who you think would be on the featured drop page, and they're not. You got to go search for it because I think those things are controlled by money. Who, if they paid the right people, if they getting the right push from the label, things like that. Same thing with these playlists.
But I'm saying in that same thinking, I also be like, well, man, who is XYZ and who is XYZ? Because like I said, every Thursday night I'm looking to see. It really Wednesday. I'm looking Wednesday night to see what's coming out. Thursday night it'll drop, and I'm looking to see, and it's like every weekend, every week, 60 to 70 just hip hop albums drop. Every and it's not just big hitters. It'd be like
but all right. So let me ask a question: are you seeing them on your like feature page, or are you talking about when you go search?
When I go to where it drops down, it says new releases, right? And you open it up, and it has all of them. It's all of them. It's everything. And so of course, you see the big names first. And you'll see some, who is that? You know what I'm saying? You'll see someone, so like Armani Caesar, whatever name is, she dropped. Like, you'll see the re-releases. Freddie Gibbs came out with a re-release of his last album. You'll see those. And you'll see them. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's like, man, it's hard to find Zero.
Yeah, you gotta search. You know what? Zero, Slim. It sounds like the guys who don't have the major labels who are independent.
Yeah.
You got to search. Hell, I even had to search for like Lobby Boys or like when Jimmy dropped. Now I don't know about Tidal since he's a Rock Nation artist. Maybe on Tidal he might get a little spot on the feature of what's dropping. But iTunes, bro, if you ain't signed, if you ain't a part of the machine, you got to search for that shit.
Yeah. And that's why I always go to what's called as well. And that's why it's similar to the news conversation. I go to Tidal, I go to Spotify, I go to Dat Piff, because I know that Dat Piff is like England. They ain't got to fight. They don't got a dog in that streaming war fight, because they service is basically free. Now, if it's a song that's being released majorly, you can't download it. You got to buy it to download it, but you can stream it for free. You know what I mean? And that stream still counts towards the artist. So all that being said, they're going to play what the people are looking for more than an Apple or more than a Tidal or a Spotify, because it's literally generated by people. Like when Lil Wayne, sniffs on a track, it's going to be top, because they know, what I'm saying, people want to hear Lil Wayne, so it's just interesting.
That's what I use IG. Actually, that's what I use IG and TikTok for. It's a couple of IG accounts that I follow, and in every week, whatever hot underground dropping, they'll post, or whatever new artist is out, a couple of hip hop vlogs are posted, and I'll go check it out. Outside of that artist that I follow, I follow the artists I like, so I know when they're dropping, so I just go look for it.
Yeah, we Griselda guys.
I do like more than Griselda, but Benny was in town.
I'm sure.
Benny had a show last night, man, and if I wasn't in the country, I would have went. I didn't know. I came back from the country late last night. I was like, God damn it, Benny was in town.
Yeah, I seen that the other day. I seen he was coming. What am I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, and the weirdest thing about it is it's so subjective, because even in those sites or whatever, it's just somebody's opinion, one person's opinion or a group of people's opinion, and so we tend to put weight in certain people's opinion, and sometimes they be having a bias too. I just don't like that guy. I think Benny's all right. I think they all right, but I think sometimes I mean, they're all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't got nothing to say about them. They're all right. I don't think they're all right, man. Like, they're all right. They cool. West Side album was kind of mid-grade, though. The album was kind of mid-grade. He had maybe 2 or 3 cuts that was like.
West Side album was a compilation albums. I mean, because he can't rap, bro.
That's the thing, man.
West Side can't rap. Now, West Side really can't rap. West Side is the baby of Griselda. He's like baby of Griselda with slightly better bars.
Baby got bars, man.
Who?
Baby got bars, man.
See, now you just saying some shit to say some shit.
Nah, man, Baby got bars, man.
Yeah, you gotta investigate. Somebody wrote for him, bro.
I mean, how many times has somebody said, man, Dr. Dre ain't got bars?
We know Dre ain't got bars. He got beats.
Dre be having bars, bro.
Yeah, we know. No, but somebody wrote for him. We know that. We know Dre can sit there and pin that.
I don't think so. I know Dre for sure we know, but Baby, like, who pinned for Baby, bro? Like, I've done this before, so this is not fair, because I've done it before. I've sat down with several people and we just listened to like 4 and 5 and 6 Baby songs, and you're like, man, who would pin that, bro?
I don't care who wrote it. I'm not a fan of Baby like that. So
how you not a fan of Baby?
I'm not a fan of Baby, bro. No. Baby and Manny Fresh, while they did make some iconic songs they made some shit that was popping in the club. You know what I'm talking about? When a nigga tell you gator boots with a what he said, bro? What's the hook?
Gator boots with the ain't got no,
but I stay fly. Yeah. I mean, when you make a song like that, and then you use the Gilligan Islands jingle, it's gonna bang in the club, bro. It's gonna bang in the club, bro.
So you trying to say that Baby,
Manny Fresh and Baby was here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I'm talking about?
Baby got a 30-year career. What you talking about, man?
Baby was here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I'm talking about?
What about money to blow? I got money to blow, money to blow. Nah, 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 nah. What about my love is so soft. This love, man, come, he got some songs that he's been on where
You know what? Baby,
you can say Lil Wayne was on them.
Baby was the rapper who Baby was a rapper who had some fire ass beats, and he could find his pocket to rap in, and he did. Baby knew what he could do. Now, if Baby wrote them songs, much respect to Baby. I don't think Baby panned out. I don't know. Somebody goes and wrote some of that shit.
Bro, ain't nothing in them songs that make you think that this dude didn't, like, it's nothing in them songs where he's just going.
You could say that about ODB, but we know the RZA wrote a lot of that shit.
Huh?
Yes.
No, man.
So you haven't seen the doc where they actually have the footage of RZA writing ODB shit. Hey, say this. And ODB would sit there and be like, I don't know what this means. So RZA sitting there explaining to him what that shit mean, and he like, no, I don't like that because I don't really know what that mean. And RZA got to explain to him what it mean.
Yeah.
And he like,
so you think that was the majority of ODB songs, or was
no. Some of that shit could only come from the mind of Old Dirty Bastard.
And that's what that's what I'm saying about Baby.
And
some
it doesn't
of the things
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think more of the things that Baby does, you can quantify them, and like that's can only come from the mind of Baby. Like it's not like it's super intricate. It's not like it's like, but it's not bad. It's just his style. It's him.
I feel you. I can't argue that. I respect that, but I don't.
ODB the same way.
I don't like Baby though. Like I'm not a fan of the rapper Baby. I'm a fan of CEO Baby. That gave us Cash Money Records for the 99 and the 2000. But I'm not a fan of rapper. I'm not a fan of rapper Baby. I can even be a fan of the Big Timers, but I ain't a fan.
Why my screen so small? Is this how I'm looking on the I'm a little bitty screen and you big screen?
Nah, bro. If you want to know the complete truth, we are equal, my brother, and you should know this because normally when you're in studio, you see this.
I know.
Equal, my brother.
I was thinking about it, but it was making me because I can't because I wanted to show my old young bull. He left Sam State. He had Wyoming now.
The boy hit that transfer portal.
Western Michigan.
That boy hit the transfer portal.
He graduated. I mean he grad student, so he had a year left. And got an offer, and I want to say he got a NIL deal too to go up there. So,
it was some kid. He ain't even a kid. He like a full-grown dope. Like he one of the old. How this man has been eligible for like no bullshit. It's like 8 years in college.
He's the anomaly.
Nah, so what happened was he kept getting red-shirted, but he kept getting injured.
Yeah.
So the injury with the red shirt still left him all this eligibility. And homie finessed like the first 4-year degree and was like, well, fuck it. I still got a full 5 years or 4 years of eligibility left. I might as well get my master's. And so it's like once he started that program, that's when he started using his eligibility, bro. It was kind of fire.
I remember years back they had. Let's talk about Kanye, man.
Oh, what part of Kanye? We're gonna talk about Kanye and Kyrie. I would like to talk about Kyrie first instead of just straight Kanye.
I haven't got to Kyrie yet, so I have to sit with that for a little bit before I can have a honest conversation. But I don't want to talk about Kanye as far as like what he's doing and how he's acting, but just the way he's being treated and the way that people are responding to him. I think it's just like. I've always said this, that he's the best and the worst of hip hop in certain ways, right? He's everything that hip hop could be when it's greatest, and in some ways he's everything it could be when it's at its worst. And it's just like, to me, it's just odd to see people like it he's such an emotional emotionally driven character as far as what he does. That you either love him. He's polarizing is the word. So you either love him or hate him, right? And it's just weird to me to hear people be like, that's good for him. Like, how does that even come out of anybody's mouth? Like, this man, like, that's good for him. But it's not that. And let's take him, just saying that and take him out of there, take this Kanye out of it. How many times have we said that about people when they fall off, when they make, hey, that's what he get. That's just like, wow, that's wild to me, man. Like, what makes us feel like that about people?
You've been telling with this for a while, haven't you?
No, dude, well, not really. But dude told me it was like, all of them entertainers is clowns. I'm like, damn, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go.
They
that
all
far.
clowns, huh? But that is a sentiment that people have. A lot of people have too.
I don't agree with everything he said. However, I don't agree with everything he said. But Kanye is not lying. And when I say Kanye is not lying about some of the things he said about the group that he's speaking about, they're proving his point as the days go by. And I think it's more of a representationship and ownership issue with our people, where I told somebody earlier, I said, man, Kanye not lying. And they were like, man, this type of talk is dangerous. The last person who had this type of talk, it turned into the Holocaust. These people that suffered through the Holocaust. So, yeah, they're a little apprehensive and upset about the comments. I said, well, time out. Like, yeah, our people suffered too. We suffered through slavery. And then they were like, so you mean to tell me, like, you're speaking of the Holocaust as like it was just one singular incident, like it was not that bad. And I said, we're not comparing like struggles. The Holocaust was fucked up. Slavery was fucked up. They both were two fucked up incidents. So no, I'm not saying that, slavery was terrible. Fuck the Holocaust. They're both two messed up incidents that shouldn't have happened to a grouping of people. But I do feel like one grouping of people got compensated, and that compensation helped project them into a different light. And the other piece is Kanye is coming from a place, he's been involved in fashion, music, movies. He's seen some things from a perspective that maybe the average citizen hasn't. So when he says these things, he's not lying, because he's sat in some rooms that may have been controlled by other groups. And the biggest issue is we don't have any ownership or representation in those groups. And so I said, it could be a true statement that, Jewish people run media. And so the person said, well, give me one example. I bet you can't even give me one example. And I said, sure, I'll give you one example. The Vanguard Group. The Vanguard Group is the majority owning share of Disney. Disney, ESPN, Hulu, all the shit. They are the controlling entity of Disney. Now, the Vanguard Group might not be made up of predominantly Jewish people. But you know who sits on that board? White America and Jewish people. You know who doesn't sit on that board? People who look like me and you. And I think that's the problem when we don't have any representation or ownership in these rooms and in these industries. Yeah, it's Kyrie was right when he said you can say nigga and kill all black people in a song and an eye is not batted, and actually Leo Cohen makes money off of it. But the moment you say a Jewish slur or kite or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna put that out. Like Mike had a song where he said that. It was some shit like, I forgot how he said it.
He said Jew me, kike me.
Shit.
They don't really care about us.
They told you pull that shit out the song, or we pulling the song off the airways.
No, they muted the word.
Same thing.
He still said it. Yeah.
No, but same thing though. It didn't go out like that. We don't.
It never does.
We don't have that power, bro. If that's the case, Kyrie, in his defense of what he did, said nigga in the press conference. And you know it didn't get bleeped out on TikTok? On TikTok. You know it didn't get bleeped out on TikTok?
What?
Nigga. But you know what is getting bleeped out on TikTok?
Yeah.
When someone says Jew. Kanye didn't say anything anti-Semitic, bro. Kanye just made some statements about people who have power in certain arenas. And that turned into anti-Semitic comments. Kanye ain't say shit anti-Semitic. He didn't say he hates Jews. He didn't say he hated a certain group of the people. He simply said a certain group of the people have too much power over our culture. That's what he said.
Yeah. And that leads to me saying we the way that we turn on, and see, the thing is, I don't think Kanye is the leader or the person that we're going to be like, yeah, get behind Kanye. But also, it's not the person to like ignore and be like, oh, that's Kanye. He's, because like he's like everything he says has validity to it. You can't not respect the validity of what especially when it plays out the way it plays out. Especially when it plays out like.
No, I feel you. I just think that piece about Kanye and how we receive him as a people sometimes. I think sometimes it's his fault because of how he's acted throughout the years. I'm not gonna say it's similar to the story of the boy who cried wolf, but I will say, sometimes it's Kanye being Kanye, and so this time he might literally be passionate about something that he's fighting towards. But it also could sound like I'm mad because I lost my wife to this Jewish kid and I'm going off.
I keep receipts in my brain about just everything. So, because, they say history repeats itself, right? So I always make a note to like, okay, this happened, this happened here, right? I remember when Kanye 2 or 3 years ago was like, man, I'm not doing no more cursing in my music. I'm making gospel albums. It was a backlash. You can't do why it was a backlash, right?
See, I don't remember that. I didn't know it was a backlash, bro.
Bro, that was like he doing it for profit. He trying to sell shoes, blah blah blah. Right?
Oh, you talking about the Sunday service that he had? He did that, but then he also had the tent selling Sunday service sweaters
merch
for like $500.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first off,
I'm not.
I mean,
I'm not. I'm saying. I'm not.
I'm saying, like, do you think if I got millionaires sitting here because Sunday service wasn't an open thing. It was in Calabasas. You know what I'm saying? It was in a high end. So I'm going to sell $20 shirts.
Oh, I'm not knocking it, bro. All of these prosperity preachers that got private jet landing strips in their backyard. I ain't knocking it at all. No.
But there was pushback on the Sunday service, 100%, right? Then he come up with this the Donda, and there was pushback. Soulja Boy went off. He took him off the song. You know what I'm saying? He even took Andre 3000.
He made Soulja Boy went off because Kanye took him off the song.
Yeah, but he took off Andre 3000 off the song. Didn't put the song out because of the language, right? Mind you, he had Lil Durk, he had Fabio Foreign, he had all these other guys on here, and the language wasn't the issue. The cursing was gone. That just that alone wasn't like, there wasn't like a large, like he got all these rappers who would be killing a bitch, shoot a nigga to do a whole album and there was no cursing on it. That wasn't a big thing. A year later, maybe a year and a half later, here come DJ Khaled. God did. If you listen to the album, you screaming God did, but they talking about fucking bitches, shooting motherfuckers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this is like, you can. It's strange how things be right there in front of your face.
Well, Bub,
but people look at it.
How we know they praying to the same God?
I'm not even.
Maybe the God that DJ Khaled worship is cool with that.
If you get that, but if you could be that intricate, and not so much you, but if a person can be that intricate to say, well, if you can have that type of thinking about it, maybe different gods, then slavery was a choice couldn't even be an issue. If you can be that abstract what you're thinking to think that they pray to different gods, then slavery was a choice. You should be abstract enough. Like, what are you talking about? Because a lot of the conversations are surface level. There's no abstract, and people will say 100 times, "Oh, he's a free thinker. He's that, and other." But then when he says something, it's taken literally. Oh, he wore a White Lives Matter shirt. This man been talking sideways for the last 10 years, 15 years. So why am I taking anything he does at face value? There's always a double meaning or a triple meaning to it.
Let me ask you a question. If I can't take what he does at face value, does that kind of discredit him a little bit? Doesn't that kind of take
how
away?
So?
No, I'm saying all right, so Book, if I can't take what you say at face value, and I'm not saying this is my stance. I'm just asking a question for maybe someone who has this stance. But if JB says X, Y, and Z most of the time, but it's double meaning or whatever. If I can't take what you say at face value, does that discredit your message?
Not at all.
Okay.
Why not? If you read the Bible, because if you read the Bible, I'm not going on the Bible. I'm just saying that Jesus didn't speak in face value. Jesus spoke in parables. The Bible's written in parables. Like Aristotle didn't come and say this, that, and the other. He spoke in parables.
Okay.
And people respect it.
Give us an example about how you would speak about your blue shirt in a parable, if you could, just for example purposes.
And I was saying, like, I came onto the pod with the ocean on me, and I was wet. Or I came on the pod all wet and drippy, right? Somebody could say, "Oh, he talking about he had a chain on." I'm like, no, somebody had a blue shirt on. The interpretation of an artist is open to all, and so I can understand how somebody could be like, "That's what he meant," but then I can also understand him explaining what he meant, like when he went on Rogan and talk about it. Rogan already understood, like, I know you're not talking about so and so. You're talking about when you're talking about slavery was a choice, because he literally followed the slavery was a choice thing. We're talking about his contracts and how we signed his contract. Like, and even more so, like I said, less about Kanye, about how people see things. You have people who never signed a contract in their life telling about, well, he signed it. He should know what he's signing. He need a lawyer. He should got, like, people just say things because secretly they have hate for people, or for people. Like, somebody told me one day, it was like, if you sign a contract, you know what you're signing. And I was like, I can guarantee with 100%, I can put my life that you don't know what your cell bill contract is. I can bet my life that they don't know what their Facebook contract is and what all it entails. I can bet my life on it.
Nobody reads all of that fine print, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So, but then when I have a contract that's written in the king's tongue with 17 backdoors and so it's so complicated. I have to get somebody else to come help me read this contract. But you say you should have read it better. Like, it was meant. I was meant to fail. This whole thing was meant for me to fail. And you want to see me fail, because when I failed, you was like, or you don't understand what it is. But instead of saying, man, I don't know about that, you're just gonna go with me failing or me doing. And it's not just, it's any black person, man. DMX fell off, man. Anybody fall off? Whitney Houston, she smoked crack. Like, it's always a shot to be shot. It's very rarely that we like, man, let's see why would he act like. I've heard a few people say it, but it's like, I think Dave Chappelle said it, and I want to say Marlon Wayne talked about it. It's like, people not going crazy for no reason. People who are not crazy are not going crazy for no reason. And if you keep seeing people who are perfectly sane go crazy, why do you keep thinking that it's them that's making them go crazy? It must be some shit going around them, and you're not in them rooms. We're not in them rooms. So, I mean, it's layered. It's layered, but Halloween, man.
I do think Kanye does this to himself sometimes. Like, he went off on a rant on Sway, telling Sway he ain't got the answers, and he doesn't have the answers. when Sway was saying with Kanye, why you just don't do it yourself? He's like, Sway, you don't have the answers. So to fast forward and see he got dropped by Adidas, I don't care about him getting dropped by Adidas. I feel like he has enough brand power to drop on his own. But what was telling to me is, by the time he signed with Adidas, this was after his go around with Nike. He's had some other business ventures in fashion. He's had some other business ventures in music. For him to get dropped by Adidas and Adidas part ways, but they leave with all current and future designs, and they have the power to put them out and not pay him. Now that's telling to me, because and I could be wrong, but I feel like at this juncture, Kanye should have been with a better negotiation situation where Adidas couldn't rape him like that.
But they rape it. That's how they do everybody, bro. That's how they do everybody.
But at this point, you came to them as Kanye went to Adidas and helped Adidas. Adidas ain't go to Kanye.
It don't matter.
And help Kanye.
That's how they do everybody. They did that. Nick Cannon created Wild 'N Out, and they took his show off the air and was going to take the show, everything.
They were.
And we know that Nick Cannon is not a bad businessman. We know he understands contracts. We know he understands all this stuff.
But see, Nick Cannon but the difference is Nick Cannon explained how that happened. He explained that because they gave him the bag for that shit. So he knew what he was signing. They gave me the money for this, so I signed it. He knew that. They paid him a hefty penny to get the rights to Wild 'N Out. And he's explained that.
Yeah, but even still, like, that don't mean nothing though. That's why I'm talking about the contract part.
That means everything.
It doesn't, bro. It doesn't because
when I say nothing, listen to what I'm saying. When I say it means everything, he made a conscious decision to say, I will sign over these rights for the amount of money I got paid.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not arguing whether he signed it or not. I'm saying that if we start agreeing that people can, like, wrong is wrong, is right is right, bro. Like, hold on. No, watch this. You telling me that okay? I signed over to you. Boom. Okay. Yeah, it was a bag, but now you finna tell me, oh man, we ain't mess with you no more, man. But we still finna make money off of you. Now, if you ain't messing with me, then you don't mess with me. But don't, just like this whole thing. I ain't heard one person say this, bro. This whole time they ain't snatched not one Kanye song off any platform, right?
They're not.
So they're like, man. I'll try to bankrupt you, but I'll continue to make money off of you, and that's just the proof that it's not about what you said. It's about making an example out of you.
But we know that though. They're not. We know that Kanye is a cash cow. He's not R. Kelly. He didn't do anything. Even with Kels is still on. Is still on.
They ain't yanking me. That's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying. It's not a morality thing, bro. It's a bad look for now. We finna punish you and make an example. We're gonna make money off you, but you can go ahead and go over there. We're done. Because I don't need you to make these next three Yeezy shoes. Matter of fact, I got the next 3 Yeezy patents or designs. I'm going to drop them, and I'm not going to call them Yeezys. I'm going to call them Adidas 480s or whatever they're going to do.
That's what I'm saying.
And they already started. When they was beefing with his contract, they already started. Have you seen these Adidas slides and these Adidas foam runners?
No, I ain't seen them.
Bro, these shits is straight Yeezys, bro. Next time you have some free time, bro, when you go to the Pearland Town Center and hit the JD Sports, go and look at them Adidas slides, bro. Them shits is straight Yeezy slides. Just Adidas flip-flops.
I can see it. I mean, I don't like in some of these conversations about Yeezys and what's called, like, first off, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing, bro. If you think about it, like.
But even the situation with Kyrie, I know you haven't took a deep dive in it, but essentially, all he did was posted some shit on his socials about a book that also has a called From Hebrews to Negroes, and they called him out for posting anti-Semitic rhetoric or whatever, and representing anti-Semitic rhetoric. It's not anti-Semitic. It's literally a book and a doc that gives you history of who could be the chosen people. It's one person who did history from his point of view, and he put a book out. That's all it is. And they're trying to make it seem like it's anti-Semitic. It's anti-Semitic because they're saying that the chosen people, the true tribe of Judah, might be dark-skinned with hair like wool, not white with curly hair. Like, how is that anti-Semitic?
Because you can't change the look or what they want it to be. I want to push it up right quick because I know you didn't do this because you do this a lot. You ain't seen Black Adam yet.
Say that one more time. Repeat yourself, please.
You ain't seen Black Adam yet, have you?
No, repeat yourself, though. I do what a lot?
You don't see the movies that we need to see, man, so we talk about them. You take your time and seeing them, man. It's kind of unfair because I see them, sometimes illegally.
I'm going to ignore that comment because
you see
I literally went to see Black Adam on opening day and told you I saw the movie. So
I missed that part.
I don't know why you. I don't watch that bullshit be coming out. I don't watch the bullshit be coming out. That's the problem.
You have a hand clap? Could you have a hand clap?
Nah, bro, I'm not finna have no hand clap because you be trying to make it seem like I'm a narrative person. It's really you. But go ahead though.
I got my own hand claps, bro. You ain't gotta. What you think about? Well, first off, what was your rating of it from 1 to 5?
What's 5?
5 being it was the best movie DC ever made, and 1 being it was the worst movie DC ever made.
3.5.
3.5. What do you think they could have done to make it a little more 4-ish or 5?
I'm not mad at the story. I think some of the slower parts, they were introducing Black Adam to the casual consumer who is not a comic book buff. So I can't get upset at that. It was The Rock. I think he did a good job in playing Black Adam. You made him OP, so I don't know. Excuse me.
For the listeners, because everybody's not a what's OP?
Overpowered.
Yeah.
You made him OP.
You think he was out?
Yeah, because on some real
he's
shit.
Supposed to be.
Nah, but on some Hawkman, I might be saying is that his real name?
Hawkman, yeah.
Yeah, so Hawkman's powers pretty much are based on defeating magic. Black Adam, his strength is magic. So essentially, Hawkman should have been able to go toe to toe with him. And
he did. He did for a period of time.
The Rock pretty much served everybody they plan on. He fucked everybody up.
Yeah,
Black Adam fucked everybody up. So that piece was okay. It was a good movie, decent plot. I didn't like the end because the other piece is Hawkman is supposed to be this high moral guy. So he would never, in my mind, just be doing the bidding of old girl from the what's her name? He would never be doing her bidding, bro. 'Cause she kind of crooked. She damn near a villain, bro.
Oh, you're talking about Waller?
Yeah, a Waller. Waller damn near a villain, bro. She crooked as fuck. So he really won't be doing the bidding.
Maybe he didn't know it that way.
Nah, everybody knows. And Superman wouldn't be doing her bidding either.
I think that the higher up, that like Hawkman in the lexicon of DC heroes is upper mid grade. But he's not Martian Manhunter, Superman, Batman. So his information level.
Well, see, the only reason why these Superman and Hawkman will be doing her bidding is if you go with the narrative that Amanda Waller actually has a superpower of persuasion. Because everybody does what she says. So that's one of the going things that's her actual power. Like, she actually has power.
Or maybe they're thinking that she's the government. Because, there's, just like in the real government, there are levels of government that are, tasked with doing the dirty work. And maybe she's the person that, like, hey, I'm the one doing dirty work. Maybe she, I don't know. But that's a theory. She has this power of persuasion. And it's funny that she got the Kryptonian to get involved, which that was unique too.
Yeah, but that makes sense though, because Superman ain't finna do her bidding. It only makes sense because The Rock behind the scenes pushed for homie to come back and be Superman. Like, he pushed for that shit tough. Like, I'm be honest. With you.
Maybe
This Black Adam movie is like it was the Black Adam movie is like riding on saving the franchise. I think this Black Adam movie and this Aquaman movie are like, this is the franchise. So Black Adam might have saved it a little bit.
I mean, Aquaman was the highest grossing DC movie ever.
That shit wasn't good. So, it wasn't bad. Aquaman wasn't bad. But what was the other thing I was gonna say about Black Adam? A lot of people, Christians, are saying it's a lot of pagan shit in it, so don't go see it. And I was like, well, I get it. Christians, I'm a Christian as well. If I didn't go watch movies because of paganry, I wouldn't watch shit. So, yeah. And then the last piece is Dr. Fate was the best character in the movie.
The whole time I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, this man has aged wonderfully.
What? Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah, he has aged. Like, he's my spirit hero as age. I'm like, I want to age like him. I won't have the gray.
Well, you're not gonna have
hair.
Yeah, you're gonna have the hair.
But as far as just,
maybe the beard.
Maybe the beard. Probably the beard.
You can go get hair implants.
I might, what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we never know what's going to happen in 10 years when it comes to
Brazil.
technology.
Go to Brazil go to the DR and get the male version of the BBL, which would be hair plugs and ab implants.
Once again, we never know what technology is going to do in 10 years. So I'll wait 10 years till like they figure out, all you got to do is just, hit this gland right here, and they have this new.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do that.
They had this new stuff. It's supposed to be wonderful for hair growth. Like, I got people who had like alopecia and what's called that had hair restoration in less than 2 months. So I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. But last thing, okay. Yeah, last thing, man. You saw Anderson Silva get hit one time and lose a fight, man.
I saw that. People were saying that it was rigged again. He didn't get knocked out. So a couple of days ago when I found out them boys had a bet, and so Silva was like, if I win, you got to kickbox. And then the Paul brother was like, if I win, you're going to have to be the president of my MMA association. What do you call that shit, bro? What's the NFL? My MMA association, where we're gonna provide health care and better purses for MMA fighters worldwide. And I'm like, damn, bro, you a whole ass nigga if you whoop him over that.
Say it's a win-win for.
It's a win-win. But I will say this though, out of all the fights,
yeah,
Silva looked like he really wanted to knock him out though.
I mean, the upside is that I mean, you can see it, man. Like, the upside is that he's becoming a better boxer. But the downside to it is like he's fighting has-beens. You know what I'm saying? He not has-beens, but people that they out of their prime. And
he fought a 47-year-old Silva who was predominantly an MMA and kickboxer, so not necessarily an actual boxer. But like I said, Silva hit him with some shit. If a 37-year-old Silva hit him with some of them shots, he's sleeping him.
Yeah. That's just and I mean it's strategic, of course. It makes sense, but I can't be mad at nobody because Silva like I'll take that check. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad Silva ain't lay down and take the dive. Because I honestly think, bro, when he knocked Silva down in the 8th, I think it was a legit knockdown, bro.
I think it was too. I think all the fights were legit, bro.
No. Now I think he legit knocked out Nate Robinson. I think it was a lucky shot, but I think he knocked him out.
And Woodley.
Nah, he ain't knock out Woodley legit. Woodley let him hit him, bro. He telegraphed that punch. Woodley allowed him to hit him, bro. It's now I'm telling you, Nate Robinson.
There's no black man that's gonna get on TV and get knocked out on purpose. I don't care how much you pay him, man.
Well, I don't know. See now that statement you just made can't be fact because we know boxing is a rigged and dirty sport, and we do know boxers have taken a dive. So you can't say that.
Taking a dive is one thing. Getting knocked out is something totally different.
Man, you saw that man Woodley was smiling ear to ear after that knockout, bro. That man face wasn't messed up. He was smiling ear to ear, bro. He wasn't beefing. Matter of fact, you ain't heard a peep out of Woodley since then. It wasn't like when Nate Robinson got knocked out.
Because he got knocked out.
Nah, it ain't like when Nate Robinson got knocked out. This man
Nate
Woodley,
Robinson
bro,
is a basketball player.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And it was a lucky punch. I think, man, Woodley dropped his guard on purpose. Man, that man was smiling from ear to ear, bro. This man talking about he want to fight Canelo Alvarez. He don't want to do that.
Yeah, he tripping with that.
Yeah, he don't want to fight Canelo.
He tripping with that.
I don't even think he want to fight the little Hispanic dude he keep talking shit to, bro.
Well, Nate Diaz?
Yeah, I don't think he really want to fight Nate Diaz, even though I don't think Nate Diaz should be allowed. Anybody who lets Nate Diaz fight professionally again is irresponsible. Have you heard this man talk? Man, that homie's punch drunk, bro.
I mean, it's two of them. I know it's two Diaz brothers, but both of them, they always sound like that. So
this Nate sounds punch drunk, but I don't think he want to fight Nate Diaz because Nate Diaz's pride is not gonna allow him to get knocked out. I think Nate Diaz will fight that man for free, and he gonna try to knock him out. I would love to see the Paul brother fight Conor McGregor though.
Yeah, that'd be a nice fight. I think, like I said, I think that some of it is like I know you're a Mr. Conspiracy Theorist, so, but man, I don't know.
I know he's not. He can't. He still hasn't did what his boxing has improved. So I'm not gonna sit there and act like his boxing ain't improved. His boxing has 100% improved. But every time he's supposed to fight a legit boxer, like he was supposed to fight Tyson Fury's brother, and apparently something happened where the fight got called off. I think if he fights a legit boxer, I think he's gonna get his ass beat. Because I've seen when you watch the fight, bro, he's not a complete. He drops his hands too much. He's exposed. So a complete boxer that knows how to strike like that, he gonna knock him out, bro.
Well, only time will tell.
I know you better not fight Canelo. I know that. I wish Canelo would take the fight. And Canelo will murder him, bro. It wouldn't even be fair.
He's getting his. I think he's getting his stripes up to get to that big payday to fight a real fighter, and he's gonna lose. But it's a long game.
It's even a win, but it's a win if he loses though. It's a win-win, bro. If Canelo takes the fight and they fight in 6 months, he gets in the ring and he gets destroyed by Canelo Alvarez. He's gonna hit the press conference and be like, 3 years ago I was a YouTuber. I fought Canelo Alvarez. I'm 10-1. That's a win-win.
I mean, every fight he has been a win, man. He went from being a YouTuber which is not really a real thing anyway. But being a YouTuber to fight the boxing, man.
Tell them boys to get them YouTube checks. That's not a real thing. Who was that? Mr. Beats? Mr.
That's what I'm saying.
Mr. Beats. What's that band name? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm saying
go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying about YouTuber, like, what is a YouTuber? Like, a YouTuber, what is it, man? It's somebody's on YouTube. We're all YouTubers.
No, we're not. We're not.
So
all not YouTubers. I think YouTuber's a vlogger who posts his stuff on YouTube. We're not all. Well, you know what? You're right. Me and you are YouTubers. We just don't get paid for it.
If I'm saying we're all YouTubers,
not all of us, but me and you are.
We get, like, if you ever been on YouTube, you're a YouTuber. If you ever watch YouTube, you're a YouTuber. Like, being a YouTuber is not only the act of being on Tuber. It's like I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. You're weirding yourself out and you're confusing us.
No,
all right. He's a content creator. He was creating content 3 years ago, being
there you go,
an asshole, and now he's somewhat of a professional fighter.
Very much like go with the word content creator because it makes it, at least it gives it like an act, because content creator is a better word. I gotta lay down, man. I gotta get up early. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
How was yesterday?
I'll hit the waist.
Was yesterday a fun day for you?
It was straight, man. It was straight, man. I got kind of cussed out because people didn't come, man. But
I was in the country, bro.
And I got that because they was asking me. I was like, well, everybody who said they was coming, supposed to come.
Did you have some representation?
I said I had some.
Okay, but you also didn't. You did remind me. I can't even pull that call. You reminded me, bro.
Yeah.
I thought I didn't know the Sunday was going to be tied up. I thought everything was just going to be done on Saturday, and then the Sunday rolled around. Well, Saturday night rolled around, and it was like, oh man, we got to go back out here because the homie didn't finish. And I'm like, fuck. Okay.
Such is life, man.
Yeah, man. Such
is life. So, any closing words before my arms are sore. I've been in the weight room. I'm saying working on my jab.
How's the jab going? Working in the weight room on your jab?
Oh yeah, I get.
You gonna shoot it like
20
that?
Pound. No. I can't. I'm sitting. I'm too close to the camera. I'll hit the camera. You know what I'm saying? But
you got to get them little eggs. You know what I'm talking about? You know the eggs I'm talking about?
No.
They got like 5 pounds, 10 pounds, the eggs, and so they fit inside your hand wraps. So you hand wrap. So the thing is, you throw the egg weights in there, put your hand wraps on, and then you do a couple of circuits of shadow boxing. So you can start with 5 and 10s. It gives you a more weighted kind of, instead of just the dumbbells in your hand. But because dumbbells in your hand ain't gonna translate to you swinging on a nigga. But if I got the wrap, the weight in my wrap, and it's the same. Yeah, There's less strain on your shoulders too, man.
I'm gonna say, honestly, you're not supposed to put any weights on your hand and throw them like that, because it's you're not supposed to, like, I learned this from wherever the bone doctor is called. When you put that weight on your ankles or your wrist and you do that, you're really like messing up your joints or whatever.
I hate ankle weights. Ankle weights have always made my knees feel weird.
It pulls on this right here, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to use resistance bands,
so
things of that nature, where you're not.
What's the difference between that and the gloves? Gloves are weighted as well. They're heavy, somewhat.
What you mean? No, gloves are like 6 ounces.
Still weight.
An ounce compared to a pound is.
Never mind. I don't want to argue particulars. You're right. I'm wrong.
I'm just saying.
You're
2
right.
pounds
You're right.
6 ounces is totally different.
You're right. I'm wrong. But hold on. But you just told me you had 20s. You just told me you was
bullshit.
So you lying. So now you're telling lies. So now I can't take what you said. So now So you're telling lies. So how much weight? How much weight were you swinging with?
No, I was lifting. I don't swing with it. I was lifting though. I was like, I did 60s, 80s. I was doing curl. I did curls. I was doing curls, and I was doing. I did the flies. I did some back stuff. I did some inverted curls.
So you really just told me a lot. Then you said I had the 20s, and I was shooting my jab with the 20s.
That was a joke, bro. That's a joke, man.
Oh, now it's a joke. So when I tell you about the eggs you can put in your hand wraps, now all of a sudden it's a joke. So now you be lying.
No.
So now I can't take what you're saying at face value.
However you want to. No, it's not face value. It's my touch. It's a joke. I mean,
you told me a joke after I caught you in the lie. I was excited, bro. I was excited. I'm like, man, my man got the 20s in here. I got these egg weights, bro. I'm gonna shoot you these egg weights so you can put them in your hand wraps and shoot your jabs and your hooks and all of that. Because it's not. And the other piece is, what I was saying, is not like having the dumbbells in your hand, so that extra weight, this or that way, this or that way, isn't on your shoulders or your joints. Mm-hmm. It's like
in your hand.
It's in your hand, so you don't feel that. It's almost probably like the resistance bands. You don't feel it, so in a bad way.
I have to. I mean, I trust you. What the heck?
But now, since you lying to me about workouts, I don't know if I can trust you when it comes to workouts now, bro.
Oh no, I do arms, legs, legs, full body, arm, leg. I mean, a day off. It's like arms one day, legs one day, full body. Let the rest of the body rest. You know what I'm saying?
It be your own people, man. Your own people.
I almost had a great joke, but I was like, nah.
It be your own people, man. Your own people, bro.
So, what's the closing? How does it end, man? You have the fly ending, man. That's not.
It's been another episode of the 16 Shots podcast with the bald-headed young James Boogie and the balding AR Dub.
Tell me how you took it. I'm going to tell you what I meant.
And we out.
You know, I'm talking about instruments to get the bitches, man.